Hello everyone, today we are going to look at the Derwent Graphitint, the pencils, the extra large and the watercolors. I will swatch them and then we will see how to work with them or what we can do with them. So I have these pencils for a while. They are water soluble and they leave a little bit of a black residue, which is the graphite, and we'll see it in a minute. So the first one is port. We'll put some water in it. One moment. So it's a reddish brown, more reddish than brown. It's like wine, a very light red wine or rosé. It's very beautiful. The second one is Juniper. It has some kind of violet tinge. You can see how they layer on this paper really beautifully. They like a rough paper, and you can see they are like juniper berries. They granulate beautifully because of the graphite. It's really beautiful. Next is Aberdeen. It's more purplish than eggplants. Very beautiful color. Next is dark indigo. As you can see already, they are very muted and very beautiful. I use them for nature study, painting leaves, pine cones, branches, etc. And of course there is a difference between when they are dry and wetted. So next one is shadow. You can see they leave a little bit of residue on, yeah, some chips on the paper. This is the deep blue. I light it for stormy skies. They remind me a little bit of Daniel Smith Blue Appetite Genuine. Still blue. This is more stormy, dark blue. Reminds me more like Daniel Smith's Sodalite Genuine. It's a very beautiful color. Ocean blue. So they are really doing well on rough paper, as you can see here. Wow, this one is really strong and beautiful and deep. So this is the ocean blue. This is one of the most vibrant colors in this range. Then we have Slate Green. They re-wet really well. They don't leave residue of pencil marks on the paper. This is even more Blue Apatite Genuine of Daniel Smith, or seems like more. Let's move it a little bit so you'll see the rest. Okay. Sorry. Okay, this one is green gray. Reminds me more like a shadow of a wheat, dry wheat field. The shadows of the plants of the wheat. Next one is meadow. She's quiet, bright green, yellow green. Reminds me a little bit of rich green gold of Daniel Smith, or green gold in other brands. Very good for highlights of leaves or tree foliage. Next one is ivy. Again, more light green. It's less bright than the one before, than the middle. It's more like some sap or moss green. Next one is sage. I did a painting with this color of autumn leaves of a tree that is here in Israel, in a garden nearby. It's a bit of some kind of burnt amberish kind of color. Chestnut. Again, a very good color for autumn leaves. Very beautiful. Next one is Rosette. I really like these browns. They are both muted and deep. They are very earthy. Next color is a cool brown. As you can see, it has less tinting strengths than the others. It's softer. Next is cocoa. Which is also quite soft in comparison to the other brown pencils. Next is autumn brown. Which is quite a strong red brown. Reminds me a little bit the transparent browns in many watercolor companies. Next one is Storm. Which reminds me a little bit of Aberdeen, but it's a bit warmer. Next is warm gray. which is a softer color than Storm. It has less tinting strength. Then we have Midnight Black. There is something to note about the black in this set. It's not very strong. So for a black, I bought other water-soluble graphite pencils that are stronger, like 8Bs and so on. But still, it's a beautiful black. Sorry. Okay, let's continue. So next one is Mountain Gray. Very beautiful warm gray. Next is Cloud Gray. It's a cooler gray, not very cool. Then there is Cool Gray. Which is a real cool gray. It reminds Payne's gray. Very deep one, beautiful one. And then there is white, which I don't know if we can see on this paper, but I will swatch it anyway. We'll put some water on it. No, we cannot see it. So these are the Graphitint pencils. And you can see them here. We'll focus it a little bit. We'll put later a better picture of them. As you can see, they are, when they are dry, they are very muted, and when they are wet, they are a bit more muted. I'm sorry, a bit more bright, but still muted. You can erase them when they are dry, or you can erase some of the black graphite after they were wet. You can also mostly lift them when they are still wet, if you want to erase something before it dries. And something I did with them, I will find it. So I did this one, and I really liked it. It was really easy to work with them. I worked with these graphite pencils, but also with the watercolors and the extra large in that painting. So let's continue with the others now. Now we'll look at the Graphitint watercolors in half pans. It's a really good palette, very sturdy and has a lot of mixing space. It comes with this water brush that I didn't try because I use my own Pentel water brushes, and it has a really good swatches sheet. So let's paint with it and see how it goes. So the first one is autumn brown. Very beautiful color. Next one is Rosette. They're slightly different than the pencils when they wet. Next one is Meadow. Next is a green gray. Really love this color. Next is a slate green. I saw a video in the Derwent YouTube channel of an artist that painted some table things with these paints. Maybe you can find it. It looks really great. Like she painted some vases and some glasses and so on. Next is ocean blue. This deep, beautiful blue. Okay. Next is steel blue. They re-wet really easy. They're very creamy. Next is dark indigo, which here really looks like an indigo. Next is Aberdeen. Next is Juniper. So beautiful, warm violet. It's amazing, very earthy violet. Next is Port. And the last one is Graphite Gray. So as you can see, they are very muted, but also very beautiful. Now we look at the extra large graphite. It's a big box of chunky graphite, tinted graphite blocks. You can use them dry or wet. So we'll start swatching them. So dry, it's like that. And this is the olive green. And I use it like a watercolor, you can see here. It reminds me a little bit of the meadow of the ivy. The next one is Prussian blue. It's dark Prussian blue. It's a very strong blue. Next one is raw amber. Here it looks more like a burnt amber to me. It's a very soft, warm brown or cool brown, maybe more warm brown. It's not a red brown, but it's still warm enough. Next one is burnt amber, the real burnt amber, which looks to me a bit more warmer. It reminds me the pot version or the autumn brown in the pencils. We'll move this a little bit up. Next one, there is a soft, and I will wet it here. And a very soft. And you can see it's much darker because it's softer. So these are the extra large graphite blocks. So that's all. I will show you now better pictures of each of the swatches. And thank you for watching. Have a wonderful time.